Hello there, Tony Linus with the October 16 Australian market report for ABN Newswire. And the market boosted by higher oil prices. US stocks climbed to a 2009 new high on Thursday, with energy companies buoyed by surging oil prices. New York crude oil futures rose more than 3% to a one-year high of $77.58 US a barrel after the government said US gasoline reserves fell sharply last week. The financial and IT stocks retreated over mixed economic data and corporate outlook. The Australian shares extended their gains yesterday with a strong lead from Wall Street, but the market fell back from earlier highs as investors took profit from recent rallies. The benchmark S&P ASX 200 index finished 28.8 points, or 0.6% higher, at 4,859.9, while the broader All Ordinaries added 28.5 points to 4,862.5. In terms of key economic facts and figures now, the Reserve Bank of Australia data showed that Australians are shunning their debts and instead using cash and debit cards. The value of purchases and cash advances on credit and charge cards fell 1.57% to $18.865 billion Australian in August compared to the previous month. Total EFTPOS purchases, including cash withdrawals, rose 2.15% to $11.8 billion Australian in the month. Reserve Bank Governor Glenn Stevens yesterday warned that interest rates will continue to climb even faster than people believe. The RBA could lift rates to 4% from their current 3.25% by early next year, as there are growing concerns within the RBA about inflation not falling as low as it had expected. Turning to merger and acquisition news, United Minerals Corporation has received a conditional offer under which a subsidiary of BHP Billiton proposes to acquire all of the issued shares in UMC via a board-recommended scheme of arrangement. BHP Billiton will offer UMC shareholders consideration of $1.30 Australian for each UMC share. The transaction values UMC at approximately $204 million Australian. A wholly owned subsidiary of Guinness Peak Group Australia Proprietary Limited says it has increased its offer price in relation to its on-market takeover offer of MMC Contrarian Limited from 48 cents Australian to 50 cents per share. GPG, which currently owns a 28.99% stake in MMC, said the increased offer is final and will not be further increased. Drummond Gold has an agreement with Alliance Resources to acquire Maldon Resources Proprietary Limited, a subsidiary of Alliance. Maldon is the owner of the Maldon Gold Project, a historically significant goldfield. Under the agreement, Drummond Gold will issue 88.4 million shares to Alliance for the acquisition of Maldon. Consideration for the transaction was based on a share price of 6.1 cents. Now, important corporate news. The Maryborough Sugar Factory forecasts a net profit in the range of $5.5 million Australian to $6.5 million for the year ending June 30, 2010, compared with a $783,000 Australian dollar loss in the 2009 year. MSF also reported the 2009 crushing season was drawing to a close, with more than 80% of the crop harvested. AMP Limited has launched a share sale facility so shareholders with small parcels can sell their shares without incurring brokerage or transaction costs. AMP says it's offering the share sale facility in response to inquiries from retail shareholders about how they can sell small parcels of shares without incurring a brokerage fee. And finally, MAP Airports, formerly known as Macquarie Airports, says it has completed the internalisation of its management with several senior management changes. The airport asset owner received security holder approval of its split from Macquarie Group on September 30. MAP is to make a cash payment of $345 million Australian to Macquarie in exchange for the management rights. I'm Tony Linus, and this has been the Australian Market Report for ABN Newswire.